This is just a quick video to compare the 2018 E400 4Matic Coupe to the 2020 E450 4Matic Sedan. This is the Coupe, which is my car, and a couple main differences. The Coupe has a different style of vent here, which are the turbine style. Also, in this particular car, I have the analog gauge cluster mixed with the digital, whereas the sedan that I was driving had the fully digital display cluster, including the speedometer. Another few things worth noting that are obvious ones are the speaker design on the Burmester for the Coupe, at least the 2018. You have the tweeter here, whereas in the sedan, the tweeter is in this corner here. And then in the back, the speaker design is this, which is different than the sedan. In terms of other things worth noting, 2018 has a different steering wheel design in terms of the controls. I definitely like the 2020 steering wheel a little bit better in terms of the functionality of these buttons here. And then with the Coupe, you have these seatbelt design where it'll actually hand you the seatbelt when you turn the car on. I'll demonstrate that. You can see these come out, which is really convenient. The sedan doesn't have that, although I didn't necessarily felt that I needed it. In terms of some other things worth pointing out in terms of differences, the Coupe definitely has a smaller trunk, although I didn't feel that it was significantly smaller than the sedan version. And again, you can see this is the E400, which I believe the engines are pretty much identical between the 2020 450 sedan and this 2018 E400 Coupe. They're both V6, I believe 3-liter bi-turbo. So the other one worth mentioning is the tail lights on the Coupe have this crystal structure, which is really cool, but the design and the shape is different than that of the sedan. Also, when you back up on the sedan, the Coupe that is, rather, this comes up for the camera, and that's also one way that you can open the trunk. The wheels, I actually just had my winter wheel tire combination fitted. These are the 18-inch that I have right now in the Coupe, although normally for my summer tire wheel combination I have the 19-inch AMG, which were the same ones that were on the sedan that I was showing. And I actually like both of them. I like these 18s a lot, and then I also like the 19s. Feel pretty similar. These have all-season Eagle Sport, whereas on my normally on this car I have the Michelin Pilot 4S summer tires. And these are the 245s on the front and the back, because it's the all-wheel drive, and that's the same specification as the 4Matic on the sedan. So in terms of between the two, I definitely like the Coupe, the feeling a little bit better. It's a little bit lower and a tad bit sportier. So in terms of which one would be best for you, I guess it just depends on if you want a 4-door sedan in terms of ease of getting the kids or passengers in and out of the back seat. The back seat on this is actually nice and spacious. It's just a matter of you have to put this forward. Which is actually really nice the way it works, but it's not quite as fast as I might like. You have to just wait a minute for that. But yeah, I ultimately decided to go with the Coupe because I just loved the feeling of the car when I tried them both. It feels lower, it's a little bit sportier, and I love the look of it too. I like the sedan, but I really particularly love the styling of the Coupe. So I got a loaner today, which is the sedan version. This is the E450. I have the E400 Coupe, but this is the sedan. It's basically just a year or two newer, I believe. So they went with 450 instead of 400 for the number on it. But a couple things I noticed. The trunk isn't really much bigger, which is good to be aware of, because I always thought maybe the Coupe was a lot smaller in terms of the trunk. And different taillight design for sure is noticeable. And the vents are the different style vent. The Coupe is a turbine. This actually has the same interior wood trim as mine, which I really like. And the speaker grills are different on the Burmester that is in the Coupe as compared to this sedan. In the sedan, the tweeter is up here instead of down here, whereas on the Coupe, the tweeter is here next to this. I also noticed that there are these behind the seats here, which I don't know if those are speakers. They look kind of like it. And then the speaker design is different in the back seat as well. In the sedan, it has the tweeter here, whereas in the Coupe, it has one full speaker that looks like this. The other things I noticed, this one has the newer steering wheel design. I have the 2018 Coupe, and I actually did like these controls a little bit better. Also, this has the fully digital display on the speedometer, whereas my Coupe has the analog gauges. And funny enough, I thought I was going to like the look of the digital on this better, but I actually prefer the analog. And in terms of everything else, the noise level was about the same. It didn't seem any quieter in this car than in the Coupe. And the sound system sounded pretty much the same. I wouldn't say it sounded significantly better or worse than the Burmester in the Coupe, which I was curious about actually, because the Coupe has that slightly different speaker layout. And I had read somewhere that in one review that they thought that the sedan had better sound for the Burmester than the Coupe, but I didn't notice that to be the case. Otherwise, in terms of other major differences, it's definitely felt a little bit more roomy in the front of the sedan here as compared to the Coupe. And you definitely feel a little bit higher up, and I definitely preferred the feeling of the Coupe over the sedan personally. But of course I'm biased since I own the Coupe. But I didn't feel envious of any of the features in the sedan when I was driving it, other than the fact that obviously it has a back seat with that's probably a little bit more roomy, and it has 4 doors, so it's a lot easier to get kids in and out and things like that. And in terms of the speed or the quickness, I felt that the Coupe and the sedan actually felt pretty much identical to me in all of the different modes. The Dynamic Select, which I tried, the Comfort mode, the Sport mode, and the Sport Plus. That Sport Plus is pretty jumpy in both cars. And I had been curious if maybe the Coupe was a little bit jumpier than the sedan. But yeah, so if you're looking at them, I would say just go for whatever fits your needs better between the sedan and the Coupe.